This is not a very practical place to make a video at, but it's insanely beautiful. You've got the moon, you've got the mountain. It's kind of crazy beautiful. Well, anyway, that's my life update, I guess. 3 years ago, the 3 years before that, I've made like exactly 2 videos on my channel. And for those 6 years that I've had this channel, that I actually wanted to make more videos. I haven't. In those 6 years. That's kind of crazy, if you ask me. I've actually dreamed of it. And, I guess I have always thought, okay, I would eventually start, eventually the right time would come. And when the time has finally come, I will feel it. I would feel it and I will just take the action. And it will be so natural to me. Being disciplined, being motivated, being, all that will come on its own. Naturally. Now, I want to say, I guess I wasn't quite wrong because at this moment it kind of is actually like that, right? So I guess the time has come, but not on my own terms, It's like I've tried everything else, or rather, I've tried to avoid what I've actually supposed to have done for all these years. And it's like the last frontier, it's like I'm cornered. And so there's no other options except for me to do this channel now. I guess that's a life update, because while it's true that I think there is, a time where I basically feel so forced that it will feel natural as it does right now. But I also think that I could have actually forced this time upon myself to kind of speed it up, If I had done videos, I actually think I would have sped it up. So, while it doesn't necessarily quite feel like I'm too late, it feels like I'm too late in terms of what could have actually been. Kind of sad when you think about it, really. Who knows what could have been in those 6 years, what I could have achieved, the opportunities that I could have had. Perhaps I might have met someone over the internet. I feel old though. I have aged. I want to be honest about that though. Definitely. And I kind of find that sad too because, when you're young and dumb, you are, personally, if you ask me, much more creative than when you're not, than when you're old. Because once you're old, life just settles in and you stop dreaming. Especially at the magical age of 25, I believe it was. That's when dreams die. 24 and a half, I've got 6 more months to at least kind of, build a jump start, you could say. And perhaps that way I can, still have my dream live a little longer than just 25. But I will say, I do also feel this dread almost. Because, it feels like I could have done this stuff before, but now, everyone's on the internet, everyone's doing social media, and literally everyone's doing it, by the way. Even my dad does it now. And, the economy has gotten so bad, and you're the only one who hasn't really found your direction. I'm talking about myself right now. All my friends have, and I haven't. And they're much younger than me too. They're at least 2 years younger than me. So, it's kind of trashy. I want to be someone who looks forward, only forward, never back. I wish I could have kept the line alive that Ace had said. He said, I will never regret any choice in my life. Right? And I never understood that until I started regretting things. And if I had done the things that I had, that my intuition told me to do, I truly believe that I also wouldn't have any regrets. Because in the end, somehow my intuition always tells me. It's a very strong voice that straight up tells me, bro, you gotta move. You got to do this, you got to do that, don't do this or don't do that. And very often, like, my intuition has always been right in a way, and I feel like my intuition is not an inner voice that comes from out of nothing. I genuinely think it's God talking to me. I genuinely think that, giving me signs and giving me direction. It's a very special kind of voice, a very special one. It's distinctly different than my inner voice, but it's still inside of me and always guides me. When I stopped doing karate, for example, it told me, you're gonna regret this. And I do. When I was 18 and I wanted to do YouTube, but I have always postponed it, it also told me, you're gonna regret this. And I do. And also, it always kept telling me, you know your purpose. You know what's right for you. Why don't you just do what's right for you? Why are you always trying to follow traditional wisdom? Try to do university and such. It's not meant for you, bro. And I haven't listened to that voice. Kind of depressing, really. Well, from all of the depressing stuff, I think there's like 2 more things I want to say. The first one is, in a way, I guess I thought I will never age. I genuinely thought I can spend as much time as I want gaming, and there will never be a time where I've aged. And, the right time will just come and I will do the right thing. But it's not like that. The difference is when you're young, when you're a child, you're not feeling the passage of time that much. But as you get older, you actually start noticing it. I'm looking at my parents, for example. My parents have become very old. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but they have visibly, noticeably become old. They're 50. They're in their 50s now, and I already know I'm going to have to take care of them soon, and I can't even take care of myself. So there's also existential fears. I've always had them, but now it's become very serious. Back then it was serious too. It's just, I was hoping that whatever I do is probably going to be the right thing. It hasn't, actually. It hasn't. And now the existential fears have become more serious than ever before. And I feel incapable of doing anything about it. Because you can't guarantee YouTube. If I had 6 years to try out, to experiment, to build my voice, to refine my voice, to find my voice, to kind of put myself out there, it would have been different. I now have 1 year. 1 year to put myself out there, to show the world who I am, and to make them want to follow me. Yeah, I mean, I noticed that I've aged from my hair, from my beard, from my face. I've definitely aged, there's no doubt about it. But that's about it, I think, actually. I hope that, whatever comes in the future will definitely be better than what has come in the past. We'll see.